carrots and onions now slightly softened, just a little bit warmed. Next thing I'm going to add is seasonings. And for this, traditional seasoning is thyme. So I've got some beautiful fresh thyme that I'm going to add. If you have dried, definitely fine as well. I just happen to be lucky enough to live somewhere where we have a garden and thyme grows in the winter. So there we go. Just stir that thyme through the carrots. I'll add a bit of black pepper. We add the seasonings now so that they infuse into the oil and get carried through the dish rather than just being isolated on their own and getting diluted in water. Or what we're going to add next is a little bit of wine. And red wine is the best to use here. I don't usually keep red wine on hand, so I've used some white tonight, but if you have red or if you want to get some red, definitely a better flavor for the lentils. Could also add a bit of red wine vinegar, although it's a different flavor. Wouldn't really be the same, but if you're in a pinch, you could use a bit of that. Mix it with some water so that it's not quite as strong. Okay, so you can turn the heat off on that now. And what we're going to do next is mix this all together with the lentils and finish it off, get it ready, topped with the potatoes for the oven, which is now preheated. So let's get going on that. So we've got our lentils hanging out here in the pie dish, and yes, it's called shepherd's pie, so traditionally you do it in a pie dish. It also works quite well in like a brownie dish. Any kind of baking casserole type dish really is fine. Work with what you got. But I definitely would not go out and buy a pie dish just for this purpose. Okay, so get all those vegetables in with the lentils. Mix them through. And what we're going to do to make this a little bit thicker is add a bit of flour and water. Now this is not necessary, it just makes it more of like a pie kind of texture, more similar to the shepherd's pie. And sorry, mix the flour in here first, get it coated through there. And you can use any type of flour here. Whole wheat is probably the easiest, but if you are allergic to wheat or if you have gluten allergies or something like that, you can definitely use whatever type of flour you prefer. Brown rice is probably my flour of choice for most things. Very fine texture, but it's a whole grain flour. Okay, and then just pour a bit of water on here to make sure things are moistened. That was probably only half a cup, if that. Remember, you have some moisture from the wine as well, so don't get things too wet. You just want them wet enough that it's not going to dry out. Okay, you need to add some salt at this point because the lentils do not have any salt in them. And so the salt is going to finish off the flavors in the lentils. Otherwise, the thyme will not flavor the lentils. And the lentils on their own really don't have very much flavor. I'm going to add a bit more ground pepper here as well. I just like pepper. Okay, so get that salt mixed all the way through into the lentils. And then just flatten this out somewhat because we're going to top it with our beautiful mashed potatoes. So you don't need to get too crazy with the potatoes here. Just, you know, plop them on in balls and then spread them out so that there aren't too many bits that are sticking up. Any texture in the top of the potatoes is going to make, and by texture I mean shape, is going to make it a bit of a different texture in your mouth. So if you have little mounds, it's going to make little crispy bits on the top, which is kind of nice. And this is why I don't make too creamy mashed potatoes for this dish, because I like to have a little bit of texture in the top there. Okay, so this is ready to go. See how easy that was to put together? Just pop this in the oven, and I've got it at 350. I'm going to leave it in there for 20 to 30 minutes. Just take a peek at 20 minutes and make sure that it's not burning on top. The potatoes should turn a little bit golden on top, and that's what you're looking for. All right, check out that pie. I left this one in for about 30 minutes. You can see the very peaks of the potatoes are starting to get a little bit brown there. So that's what I was waiting for. And if we scoop a little bit of this guy out here, no need for knives. Who needs knives? Well, maybe just to do this. And get it on the plate, and you can see the lentils underneath, beautifully stewed in their own juices. Not nice for humans, but lentils, I think, love it because they look really happy down there. So enjoy this. Great served with a salad or some steamed green vegetables, and basically just enjoy it because it's pretty delicious.